Hello and welcome to the Southeast Iowa Union News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up later in the show, there is a new number one in the SEC and more information on the quiet zones in Washington. But first, county officials in Washington have rejected a single bid of $8,000 for a commercially zoned county-owned lot located at 302 West Main Street. The lot had previously undergone a demolition, basement fill-in, and asbestos removal at a cost of $70,000 to the county. The loan bid was submitted by DW Development's representative, Andy Druhoda, who argued that the bid was reasonable given the small size of the lot and the need for variances. County officials decided to restart their effort to sell the lot by hiring a real estate agent to list the property. The identity of the agent will be determined by the board's chair and vice chair. The county hopes that more focused effort to market the property will improve the asking price. The Iowa State Extension Office in Henry County is offering 2 community classes in February to address mental health concerns, especially those related to the winter season. The first class, What About Me, My Well-Being, will focus on 4 topics: time for me, social, emotional, financial, and physical. The class will take place on Mondays and will begin with a light lunch followed by a class from 12 to 1 p.m. The second class is called Question, Persuade, Refer Suicide Prevention Program, which will be held on February 9th from 12 to 1:20 p.m. The classes will be free of charge and will be held at the Henry County Extension Office. The ISU Extension Office is offering these classes to help people learn how to recognize the warning signs of suicide crisis and how to question, persuade, and refer someone to help. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll continue with today's top stories, as well as your 5-day forecast.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting back into today's top stories, the city of Washington is considering the implementation of a quiet zone in order to silence train horns on passing trains as a result of a projected 300% increase in train traffic if a proposed merger between Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern goes through. The report presented by SRF Consulting Group Vice President Andy Milkey stated that creating a quiet zone will require the installation of gates, flashing lights, power out indicator signals, and constant warning time detectors, which would lower roadway barriers at a consistent time before each train's arrival. The upgrades would cost $2,950,000 and would have to be made at all but one of the 10 public crossings in the city. Milkey also noted that the city has the option to close crossings in exchange for $325,000 each and to improve safety score, but this would inconvenience residents that move through these crossings every day. Washington County supervisors are currently searching for potential candidates to fill several vacancies on local government boards in the area. These vacancies include positions for Lime Creek Township Trustee, Lime Creek Township Clerk, and the county's Eminent Domain Commission. Supervisor Jack Seawood Jr. emphasized the need for both in-town property owners and those who own agricultural land to fill these positions, particularly for the Eminent Domain Commission. He also clarified that resident locations does not matter for this specific commission. Supervisors are still looking for suitable candidates to fill these vacancies. That's the top stories for January 23rd. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. Today has been 36 degrees and mostly cloudy. Tomorrow will be even more the same with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 37. On Wednesday morning, there is a 55% chance of some more snow and the high will be 31. Temperatures will continue to drop on Thursday with a high of just 27 degrees and it will be cloudy. We'll finish the work week with partly cloudy skies and a high of 25. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at last Friday's basketball matchup between Mount Pleasant and Washington. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September, so it says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
The Mount Pleasant and Washington boys basketball teams faced off in a Southeast Conference match on Friday with Mount Pleasant winning 58-51. Washington had control of the first half, leading by as much as 11 points in the early minutes. However, Mount Pleasant rallied back in the second half, led by Peyton Higgins, who scored 16 points in the final two quarters, finishing the night with 30 points. The Panthers are now 11-3 overall and 6-1 in the SEC, while Washington is 6-6 and 5-2 in the SEC. They are Mount Pleasant is one game above Washington in the standings and 1.5 games ahead of Burlington. The Panthers will be at Mid-Prairie on Monday night, and Washington plays in Ottumwa. The Mount Pleasant girls basketball team defeated rival Washington in a Friday night matchup 44-35. The Panthers had a strong first half and a solid defense in the fourth quarter to secure the win. The Panthers led 18-10 after the first quarter and 34-19 at halftime. Washington made a run in the second half, cutting the lead down to 36-29 after the third quarter and as little as 4 in the fourth quarter. But Mount Pleasant was able to score the final 5 points and shut the Demons out in the final minutes. Andre Laprieto led the Panthers with 20 points and 17 rebounds, while Tristan Scholl had 16 points and 8 steals. Mount Pleasant is now 5-2 overall and 9-7 in the Southeast Conference play. They will travel to Mid-Prairie on Monday. Washington is 6-8 overall and 3-5 in the conference, and they will travel to Ottumwa. The Washington Wrestling team lost 51-27 to Burlington in a Southeast Conference road duel on Thursday. Washington had a strong start, winning the first 4 matches on the day with a 7-6 decision at 132 pounds by Caden Greiner, pins by Jude Carter at 138 pounds, Jack Cleese at 145 pounds, and Chase Greiner at 152 pounds. However, a number of forfeits and losses on the mats led to the Demons dropping the next 9 bouts. Aaron Boone scored 6 points for the Demons at 126 pounds, but by that time the Greyhounds had secured the victory. With this loss, Washington finished the 2023 SEC season with a record of 2-3, currently placing them in 4th place in the conference. And that's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break, and I will see you next time.